actually cover or show some of these videos, and maybe I'm thinking about putting some of them together, and maybe some for like some intros and outros, and maybe some like intermission vids, those kind of things. So I'm pretty impressed by the quality of what they've released over the years. I thought I'd just anyone cares to watch them with me, that's what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm just gonna play some of the. I think it's mostly Marvel Strike Time and Strike Force videos that they have on their website from YouTube, and quite a few of these have actually missed when they initially released them, and they're pretty rad. And actually, it's funny. Like when I'm watching these videos, the the content of them, the quality of them is like I can see where their time and money is spent. It's in developing these characters, and it's very easy to notice that when you're watching these videos. There's a lot of love put into them. And I was watching some other ones like about like the design of the characters from like a couple of years back, and this is very much a character based game, and like the shortcomings that I feel that are in the game are that the aspects of like gaming itself. But when I'm watching these videos, you can it's actually making me appreciate the game more, and that's what I thought I'd do tonight is watch a few of these, or quite a few of them. They're pretty short, but they're a blast to watch, and these things are pretty awesome. And you can just get a sense for, because I've been kind of a little bit demoralized as to like regarding the game, not life, but just like towards the game, is that I'm not sure if there was like a sufficient love and care be put back into the game from the development side. And while I still feel that's true, watching these is like is a blast. I gotta admit, they're absolutely fantastic, and they're a joy to watch. So I'll be playing some of these guys. If you just want to hop on, just watch them with me and comment. Feel free to do so. I'll probably make a comment here or there while we're watching. But you can see up here all the ones I have loaded up. So I got quite a few to kind of go through. I'm probably going to start on the right side and work my way left, and then I'm just going to be playing through these. But yeah, I haven't watched. I've watched like 4 or 5, and then but I haven't on the left hand side. But I was so impressed, I thought I'd just load them up and start playing them. But here we go. All right, so I'll play this one over on the right hand side. It looks like this one is going to be Black Order, and let me hit start here, and I'll put on my headphones so I can hear. One of the things I've noticed is that the audio quality of these videos is also the sound effects and the voices are really get you jacked. So I remember when the Black Order came out, and I was watching these videos, and I don't think I've been hyped for a team more in the game than Black Order. And obviously, it came off the really well received movies at the time. And it's one of the best Marvel stories out there from like a lore standpoint, with the Infinity Gauntlet. But I remember watching these videos, and I don't know if I saw this exact one, but I remember like the the Thanos snap and the moon ability where he pulls the moon or the crater down onto the enemy team, and that might have been more of an ability highlight. But I remember watching those videos and being just really hyped for the game. That was like a high point in Marvel Strike Force, at least from a character standpoint of making me want to spend money on the game. It's kind of nice, like they have like little titles here for what they are. The Dark General, like in the game, I don't know if you see all that. So it's like Ebony was the Whisperer, Stealth Assassin for him makes sense, but it's kind of interesting watching these that they have like actual kind of a title besides their name. Yeah, I think that was the part. I remember watching that and going, "Oh, damn, they're gonna be good." Um, yeah, that snap. I remember that like not like so vividly, but I just remember that it happened um, to the game. This is like the outro for all the videos, but yeah, these are really good content. Like you can tell, there's a lot of love being put into some of these. And yeah, they're putting it out there because they're trying to sell you the characters, but it speaks to the potential of the game because the quality is so high on these videos. I think I did watch this one while I played for you guys. I thought this one was pretty funny. It was from July 2nd of 2020. So let me kind of rewind this thing a little bit. And this was from an event they ran. Gosh, that feels longer ago. Like much longer than 6 to 8 months ago. I just like the old school graphics and just how they had fun with this. Like, isn't this what was missing? Like, when you look at this event and how they pitched it, like, I think this is everything that was missing, not just from the salesmanship side, but just making it a fun event. Obviously, they had fun with this. Whoever created this was just, I love Deadpool, let's go do a spoof thing and have fun with it. But like, compared to the last event we got, with the core event, but also the one before the core event, I forgot what character it was or what the event was, but it was basically like the rewards, like a calendar, where you get like one ABC per like reward step. And these videos here, like when you watch that, it's just a completely different attitude towards what an event is supposed to be. And again, bringing fun and excitement and enjoyment to the game. And I think they've just like veered off course like very steeply towards like the marketing aspect of just dollars and cents, and away from having a good balance between heavy profit but also, you know, kind of like play hard or work hard, play hard. And now it's just work hard nonstop in the game. And if it starts to feel like a job and it's not feeling like there's no play, I think that's where the game needs to get back to. Like, they need to reintroduce things like this Deadpool video back and that type of feeling towards the game. All right, so I remember watching this a long time ago, but I haven't seen it since. This is May 11th of 2020, and it's for Wakanda's legendary Shuri return. Yeah, she definitely doesn't hit that hard in game. She's kind of slaps. So that's like a little bit of an oversell. And she doesn't bury her like that in game either. That's more of a Black Panther ability. But maybe that's something to come. Like, maybe, who knows, maybe she takes over the... I know she's a legendary in game, but maybe she gets an upgrade to her kit at some point. I was watching something else, like a Strike Time video, and they had Agents of Wakanda listed in the background. Let me see if I can find it for you guys, and I'll blow this thing up. 1 second. Because I posted it earlier, and yeah, Agents of Wakanda. It's kind of hard to see, but there you guys go. And you can see like right over his Cerebro's right shoulder here is Agents of Wakanda. And I don't remember if I saw this video live, but like almost everything else came to the game. And so I was looking through this content, and somehow I stumbled across this on their feed, and I was like jumping to different points to see if there was like video content, because I was going to show videos today. And I'm not going to show you guys this Cerebro video from Strike Time. That's not the purpose of this stream, but just having fun with it. But I noticed that the Agents of Wakanda comic was there. We already got X-Force came out a long time ago. The Kitty Pryde and Colossus combination, I don't know if it's in the game yet. They may have given them some kind of symmetry. I don't know if they have any passes together or not. But I think that's pretty close to coming into effect, because since obviously Astonishing X-Men's here, Kitty Pryde's in the game. I'm assuming that's who this is. Miss Marvel rework, I don't know what they intend to her. Maybe sliding over to Defenders. TBD on that. Doom's obviously in the game with Dark Dimension 4. And I think over his head this says Empire. It's really hard to read here, and I have no idea what the universe refers to. Maybe you guys know that graphic novel and the artwork and the titling, and it just triggers something in your mind, but I don't know. But yeah, I think this is Empire. I'm not very familiar with the comics, but that name like it rings a bell for me. I don't know the line. And then behind him, this Cerebro, sorry guys, I didn't hop in this photo, was Marvel Zombies. There was 2 Marvel Zombies images. One was Spider-Man, and I think the other one might have been Morbius or Nightcrawler, but both were titled Marvel Zombies, just as a heads up. And it's behind this his kind of other director here that's talking on cam. But yeah, just as a heads up, guys, just if you guys didn't see that before, kind of touching on some things, but yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. The Agents of Wakanda. I think Wakanda's definitely long overdue for an update. I have no idea who's on Agents of Wakanda. I've never heard of that. Maybe it's Storm going over there. I don't want to speculate because I'm not familiar with the lore. But I think a lot of people will be excited about an improved Wakanda. Hey, pups, how you doing, bud? The lizard mouth, I like it. Yeah, I'm just going over the some of the videos, man. I was having a fun time. I was just kind of solo watching some of the stuff, and I was having such a good time showing it. I said, what the hell, let's start streaming it and I'll watch it. I'm thinking about clipping this and making some kind of intros and outros for my streams with it because the quality's so high. I know Mobile already did something like that. I think he edited the Black Bolt video, and maybe I think he did maybe Mags and Invisible Woman. But there's a lot of other ones here that are really good content, and I think just to be honest, when I'm watching these, they're making me feel hyped for the game again. Yeah, this is definitely an OMG made content with this already for his stream. I don't know if he still uses it, but I know he did for a long time. And a lot of these were, I think, I think he probably just what he's doing is ending it right before like the Strike Force logo comes in, and then he clips it and loops it with other videos to create like a longer kind of feed. But yeah, some of the stuff is, I know it's to sell these characters and their events and all that stuff, but just the overall quality of what they were introducing to the game, and it's not necessarily the game itself, but it's the hype around the game. Is really cool. I did watch the X-Force one about 30 minutes ago, and I can't remember if I watched this live when they came out, but like, man, they just came to the game, and I don't know, these things are getting me hyped. And I think I did watch this one, but maybe I was just watching on my phone, and watching it with like audio through the headphones and all that stuff. Like the audio quality of these is like that one was like, there's a lot of like bang 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 and loud kind of sounds, but some of the other ones that have like voice commands, I think Fury might have a sound. It's pretty awesome. I like his. Let me turn down my mic a little bit. Yeah, definitely. I feel like this is the best part of the game right now, is just how they introduce characters and talk about the teams. I wish they put this kind of love into the game development of like new modes, because the quality here is extremely high, and then it's just there's neglect elsewhere in the game. But hopefully they find some balance. Like you can hear the audio here. This is an old one. Alright, so this one is the Marvel Strike Force launch trailer from March 29th of 2018. Man, we've been playing for going on 3 years now. Quite a long time.
You are an elite battle squad assembled to defend Earth. This is who we're up against. The alien warlord Ultimus and his Kree soldiers who have joined forces with Hydra and AIM.
Fury's kind of doing the mouse syncing like I'm doing on my stream puppies. Spaghetti Western.
The world needs you to put aside your feuds and stand together. Let me show you what to expect.
It's pretty old, obviously 3 years, but like, and this is pretty basic stuff. Like we see a lot of this stuff, but I remember like when you first like were going to launch the game, it's kind of like that excitement of just starting out, and like it just gives you a good feeling. Groot.
Any other questions? All right, it's go time. Now get out there and
it's just a cool intro. And hopefully Gamora comes back to the game in a new way. It's like that. She's due, just like Daredevil's due. Gamora's also due. Nebula even more so. But just the artwork and the quality of this, man, it just gets you hyped for what the game could be. It's when they showed Loki there, I thought maybe I was wrong. Loki was one of the original characters, huh? I thought he came with the Asgardians, but I guess he was one of the first ones in the game, which is interesting. Because his kit, for an old kit, has aged pretty darn well. And I don't know if he's got a major rework, maybe to his passes, but the abilities I think have been pretty much the same. He might have got an extra clone, or when like he bugs out for his ultimate, they may have given him one additional one. But yeah, like the quality of these is amazing. This one is Alliance War gameplay preview trailer for MSF, March 19th, 2019. I have not watched this one since it came out, so we'll kind of see what this is all about. Yeah, 2 years Alliance War, seriously. And I was kind of bummed to hear Cerebro say they weren't planning on doing any changes to Alliance War. Like it's still the best mode. It's not the flagship mode, but it's the best mode. Blitz is the flagship mode. And that was a major game development when it came out, so I do want to still give them credit for that. But like these are good like hype videos, man. Like, and I wish they were doing more of that. It seems like with a lot of stuff they're doing now, they're kind of just resting on their laurels. But this stuff is like, again, watching these videos is just getting me excited for what the game's potential is. Like, it is very much could be like a PC game, but it needs to see game development. But a lot of stuff is awesome. All right, this one's also Alliance War launch trailer, March 26th. Is this a duplicate? No, it's 7 days later. Let's see if this is different or not.
The world has ever faced landed here on our doorstep. And as I look around, I know
I remember this one. I remember that cannon blast.
Strong enough and brave enough to stand against it are each and every member of this elite team.
Marvel, yeah, I remember that.
Captain?
Thanks for the pep talk, Fury. If you were looking for a war, Ultimus, you found one.
Yeah, this was the best thing that ever happened to the game, in my opinion. I know a lot of people are saying that they like ISOs, but without Alliance War, there wouldn't be a game. I just remember these moments of like when it came to the game, like the before and the after. I just remember, oh my gosh, I just knew as soon as they announced that, I'm gonna love this mode, this part of the game. It's gonna be for me. And I still have that feeling about Alliance War, but just the overall quality of it is still amazing. I think it's like the actual visual when you're in there is a little like, 2D. It's a little like, it's not as ramped up. I think I could probably gloss it out, but that's, just neither here nor there. But overall, like, thinking back to like how you felt when it was coming out and all the strategizing as a newer player, like, what are you going to do? Where are you going to put your roster? And it's changed so much. I think part of like why it's not as exciting for us now is because it's became a little bit robotic. Like the strategy is very well defined, and everyone's shifted to an offensive approach. But not getting into all that, I just think there's a level of hype to the game when these things came out. And I think we're due for another one because, man, oh man, was that just a major milestone in the game's history. And it's kind of weird to say that because it's 2 years ago, but that's what it was. It's definitely history, and hopefully they think about and they're working on something, and that's going to be coming out. That's going to not rival this, but be at the same level because these are such a facelift to the games, and I'm not sure if they care to market it more. Maybe it has to do with when they're trying to market to get a larger player appeal to new players. So I'm not really sure about that side of things. But when these huge, really well-received modes come to the game, it's just such a community uplifting moment. Like everyone's just buzzing with the kind of the promise of it, and they're pretty exhilarating. But yeah, War was definitely a big one for me, right there with clearing Dark Dimension 2. All right, this one is Sinister Six are coming to Marvel Strike Force, July 1st, 2019. So again, just about 2 years ago. Sinister Six has been in the game for 2 years. I wonder if that's not Doc Ock. That's just the Sinister Six. I honestly didn't realize they predated him by so much. Defenders the most popular team in war. I gotta replay that. I'm like, is this a Defenders video? It says Sinister Six. The most popular team in Blitz and the most popular team in war. Or they're showing a lecture. I don't get that. It definitely wasn't hand. Danger. They were used to unlock Invisible One. Yep. Yeah, seriously. Like the sound effects on this, like there's, I know it's short clips to sell these teams, but like these are hype. my poor 6 red star vulture that's still not used in the game. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. I remember Sinister Six coming out like, and we were all running. Okay, well, what exactly are they gonna be used for? I think they came out at a good time because a lot of newer players. I think at that point we were already a little further along, but um, it was a good villain campaign option at the time, and we didn't. Is it playtime? Really playtime? Okay. But yeah, they do okay. Doc Ock just has so much of that team's power. Yeah, they're pretty much nothing without him. I remember like when they first launched Sinister Six. Remember they were sold as the counter to the Defenders, and they could pull that off to a certain regard. It wasn't like a hard counter, but they were like a soft counter to Defenders. If you knew how to play it and you were piloting it correctly and had the right focus, they were. But I remember I feel like it came down to like an ability block. Handling Punisher, and I think it was controlling or blinding Punisher, and ability blocking Luke Cage. But God, it's been probably 2 years since I've done that matchup without Doc Ock or Sinister Six into Defenders. It wasn't really a common thing. I think we very quickly went over to Power Armor and like Vision to ability block Luke Cage. All right, Mysterio and the Sinister Six team showcase, July 18th. So it's probably pretty similar. Again, about 2 years ago. The Hero City Stompers have arrived. That's what they were definitely sold as. Gosh, Mysterio has such an awesome lore. It still bums me out that they just made him such a kind of vanilla character where his kid really doesn't do as much creative stuff as he could. But I like his artwork. His artwork's fantastic. Shocker can still be nasty. He's got a good kit. Even as a Doc Ock summon, he can do a lot of damage. So like, what this video is giving me the impression, like, how awesome would it be? Sorry for pausing, guys, but like, how awesome would it be if they just like a new mode was every team they took the minions, or especially maybe not the minions, but they took the sub characters and ramped their power up to where they rivaled the legendary on their team. Like, how awesome would it be to do a boss fight like in a raid or something like that, where you were fighting Sinister Six and all of them were at the same kind of power level? I don't mean like TCP power, but I mean like ability and damage and like threat level as the legendary Doc Ock. Like if Vulture was at like the threat level as Doc Ock, if Green Goblin was at the threat level of Doc Ock and was just a force to be reckoned with, kind of like Thor was on that old Mystic node to unlock Vision, 2 years ago when we did it, where it was like that Thor was just ramped up and just so steep to beat with. I know they do that to a certain extent, like with random characters in these raids, but it'd be more fun if they just gave us like a full team where they're all ramped up and they're all kind of equal as the threat level, and it would be pretty cool just like jumping into the Marvel lore like that. Oh hell, Sinister Six on this boss node is a freaking beast, rather than just like, okay, here's Nebula, here's Doctor Strange, here's Drax, like this scramble of characters that we face in raids. Like it doesn't pull you in as much, and I get why they're doing it because they're kind of playing with kits, but I think on the boss nodes it'd be freaking awesome. It's something they could do pretty easily because that is really just sliders, but I think something that a lot of players would appreciate is just, hey, you're fighting supernatural and every character on there is a menace. How are you going to take it down? I think that'd be a blast to do. Just a different idea. I haven't thought about it before. Like they clipped Iron Fist freaking out. But yeah, Mysterio's, he's pretty cool. He's got a fun kit. He just doesn't do a lot. It's like there's a lot of, it's very much like this puff of smoke. Like there's a lot of stuff going on, but there's the the whoever you're hitting isn't really feeling much. It's just a lot of like smoke and kind of wizardry. All right, it looks like watched this one already, but I'll play through this. This is Fantastic Four coming to Marvel Strike Force, and this was published on August 6, 2019, so about a year and a half. Like even the intros to these, like giving you that like pumped up effect, like kind of like a Star Wars, like ship kind of going through space. I still like her. She's not fantastic or meta breaking, but I still like playing with the Visible One. You doing good, buddy? It always felt like a weird ability. Like when they came out, like that's his ultimate was calling in some kind of like drone strike. Like maybe that's like what it is all it was for him, like in the lore. I was just expecting more like rubber band stuff. I know he's like a tech guy and all that stuff, so it's like I get it. I just thought he was gonna do like a crazy rubber band, smack everybody, whip around. It's I feel like that was just like maybe they're trying to like exhibit his tech side from his lore. So if that's the case, like that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's funny. I thought he was going to be the weakest character on the team for remember when they came out, and now my feeling is it's definitely Johnny. I thought Johnny was going to be great, and then I got that one wrong. I didn't overinvest in Johnny, but when you're like, watching the kits and reading them, I thought Johnny was going to be one of the more important pieces of the team. And then when you play him, I feel like he's one of the weakest parts now. Yeah, for about a minute, right? But yeah, in PvP, I think when PvP came out and people were using those 6 red stars, 7 red stars, human torches against you, it was like, holy crap, he nukes you still. And that's recent. Like in PvP, if he came out and nuked right away because of his speed, he still could be strong. But yeah, he's very much a stat check. You have to have high red stars on him, and I never did. But if you have 6, 7 red stars, maybe maybe you feel differently about him. But mine never survives. I think I have him at 4 red stars. And I think the AI's targeting on him is just they go after him. But yeah, the artwork's great, man. Yeah, I think they just go after him, and so he doesn't survive, and plus he has such a low health pool. That like even in war, it just seems like their weakness, at least in modern day, like when they were released. Oh, I forgot Namor was part of them when they came out too. I thought he came out at a different time, but no, he did. I freaking love Namor, even though he doesn't crit. I remember seeing that. I remember when his when he calls the big like sea dragon thing. I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna break the game. I was like, this is so much different than everything else. Like, what is underwater now? I was. Yeah, there's definitely like another like hype moment for the. I'm like, oh my gosh, for war, this guy is gonna be an absolute powerhouse. If you don't have him, you're fucked. And obviously that's not the case anymore. But like at the time when he came out, he was such a with all the like. I remember reading his kit too. It said like 40% extra damage stacked with 30% more extra damage and 40% extra health, and you're like, and then the ultimate. Always crits, can never miss, and you're like, what in the shit is this? Like, how is a defense going to hold up to all that stuff? And I just remember thinking like he was just going to be the god of war. Yeah, like I don't know. That's still their strong point of selling characters and new teams. It's like I don't think they've gotten any worse at that. I wish there was just like this a little bit more balance. Like it's still going to be like instead of like 100 and 0, I wish it was like 80 and 20. So like give us slow progression in game development, but at least once it comes out, it's at a similar quality. But right now we just have no game development and these awesome characters and teams, but the development is just so neglected. But just when I'm watching these things, it just makes me feel like excited for the game and like this is why I love the game. Those kind of things. You you actually enjoy it so much, and then the game mode development just doesn't see anywhere near the same kind of. And obviously, because it's harder to sell, so they it's hard to get direct sales out of it, so they don't focus on it as much. But it's a shame. Yeah, Human Torch, good for a minute, and then Power Creep hit him hard due to his helpful. Yeah, like all he actually needs is just a little bit of extra health, and then Johnny would be great, and then he'd be a viable team member. Yeah, he doesn't have enough health pool, and it just seems like he's the odd man out. So whenever you're in war and you want to ramp up the team a little bit, like if I ever like attack a Captain Marvel defense, I just pull Human Torch out, throw Drax or something like that in, and you win the fight so easily. But when he gets nuked, I'm sorry, it's not even Johnny. It's just that Johnny doesn't do enough, and he's the one that's sacrificial because you need to protect Invisible Woman. So if CM nukes your Invisible Woman, you can lose the match. But all you have to do is just survive the CM Captain Marvel ult, and the fight's over. You're gonna obliterate whatever team Captain Marvel's on for the most part. And yeah, it's not necessarily Human Torch's fault. He's just kind of like the not the ugly duckling, but yeah, he just doesn't do enough compared to even Mr. Fantastic. It seems like Fantastic brings more to the team than does Johnny. At least that's my experience. All right, this is the Fantastic Four coming. Watch that one. All right, this is Fear the Supernaturals. All right, so I'm gonna lie. I'm not lying, but I'm gonna tell the truth. I did watch this one before the stream. This is, I think, the one I watched right before I decided to stream this, and I like this one a lot. I am a Supernatural homer, though. October 16th, 2019. I think this was like their last Halloween introduction. Yeah, October 16th, 2019. That would have been right around Halloween. Reality Warper. It's cool if they have titles in these too. Like, those aren't necessarily. I don't think those are listed in the game. Maybe they are. I'll have to go to the character screen. Just the sound effects are so great. And I wonder if there's, like, he's talking like that. Like, are those sound effects in the game when you're playing? Like, I normally don't play with the game sounds. So, like, if they are, I might need to turn it back on. Like, I don't want just like all the music, but the sound effects, like if they're doing all this stuff, it might be kind of cool to play with it again. I like the laugh. Sorry, all out of mercy. Yeah, it's still like the bike's a little wonky at times, but it's still awesome that they put that in the game. Like, I remember that was being like one of the first objects. I think Elsa's got like a box. She like does the whiskey or the captain kind of like leg stand on, and then Ghost Rider has the bike. I don't think other characters have like props. I think those are the two that have props in the game. I remember when they came in, like, oh, I was totally not expecting the prop, but yeah, it was a cool addition to the game, and definitely love Supernaturals. But I can't remember if I bought them or not. I don't think I can't remember. It's been so long ago. All right, that was October 16th. This is October 17th, Spirit of Vengeance. So this one looks like it's more focused on Ghost Rider. Like he calls the bike out of the ether. Where you going, squirrel? Oh, my little dog's getting antsy. Cool. All right, no, don't want to play that one. And they've come out with those Shield guy videos, but I'm not sure if I have any of those queued up. Those are a little bit longer, so I probably don't. This one's the Marauders Infiltrate Strike Force, November 13th, 2019. But yeah, I like all these. And I don't know if they slowed down on these or not. I just don't remember them doing all these. Um, and they're just cool to watch. Like, they're high quality. I mean, they really are. I mean, like, that's the same thing like with World of Warcraft too. Like, World of Warcraft videos were always the kind of the best part of World of Warcraft. I mean, like for some of they didn't never went too deep on World of Warcraft. Their marketing stuff was always like so much higher than the grade of the actual game. You're like, man, they just took it to another level. And this isn't necessarily at that level, the World of Warcraft stuff, but for a cell phone game, I'd say like it's pretty relative and parallel to that. Yeah, it's really sells the game well. This goofy bastard, when he came out, I was like, oh, Jesus. What is this guy gonna do? Nothing good. Yeah, Strife always came across as Shredder to me. Claws galore. I still love that laugh. Mystique's got one of the best like character designs, and like her suit and all that stuff for me. Like even today compared to everything else, I still love her design. This clap. He does the clap afterwards. Yeah. And they did like that Marvel Strike Force kind of, or not Marvel, just Marvel effect. Like when they flip through all the comics, they kind of did it with the different artwork for that team right there. It's kind of a nice touch. But yeah, I don't know. Like a lot of these, they just have. There's like a lot of love put into these, and maybe they're trying to obviously sell us the teams, and it's connected to sales. But I wish they took the same approach. Even if they're going to try to sell us stuff, sell us a fun new game mode, and I'll pay you $50. You know, I'd even pay them like almost I'd rather pay a subscription fee for a fun, awesome new game mode than for like a battle pass. Personally, like I'd rather them develop something that's kick-ass with the same kind of amount of love as these videos, but for a game mode. I'd have no problem paying for another like war type mode and like pay them to keep developing the game. Like I definitely would donate money to Marvel Strike Force to kickstart, do a Kickstarter campaign for game mode development. They're perfectly capable of doing it. It's just they don't seem to be investing in there. But yeah, the quality of these is a lot of fun just to sift through. And I can't remember watching all these. Some of them I definitely recall, and other ones I don't. So I don't know if I ever did. Maybe on my phone, like like on breaks like that. And a lot of times if you're at work or during work day, you might be playing on mute, so it doesn't come across the same way. It's tiny. Or else you play 10 seconds of it, you got to go, you got green light, you got to go, so you turn it off. This is Heimdall and Sif, the Asgardians team showcase, Marvel Strike Force, December 4th, 2019. They've only been in the game for a year and 3 months. Wow, feels like forever. So I think this is a pre-rework video for Thor. Oh, I still love that. Gosh, she's still nasty. Using her on war offense is still fun. Weird, like some areas, like her artwork the hair looks dark, then other photos it looks really white. They may have like played around with the coloring on that a while ago. It's too bad symbiotes just absolutely annihilate them because they're they were one of the better developed overall teams. But yeah, like definitely a cool intro case for Asgardians. I remember there was a lot of hype with them coming out. Thor was still underwhelming at that time, back when this happened. But Hela in the Loki combo with that kind of not auto taunt, but Loki using a special with taunt up in war defense, and then Hela chaining off of it. It was like a big like mechanic uptick for war, and they got a lot of wins for a long time on people. This one, guys, I'm still not gonna play this because this is 10 hours of this. But I was thinking about adding this as like a intermission kind of thing, and I forgot they did this. I never watched it, but I heard about this. Um, let's Chimus. I actually thought your name was Christmas, which is funny because I was on the screen. Chimus Turney has a 1,000 plus tabs open on his browser for like 4 years now. I got a bunch, man. I don't have 1,000, but I got all these videos. There's quite a few. But yeah, I got about 5 or 6 more, guys, so then I'll call it a stream. But yeah, I was just kind of walking back through all the kind of the history of these videos that Marvel Strike Force has put out. Normally don't I have about, I don't know, probably from this Amazon symbol over. I always got about 8 open at a time. He must have a monster computer to handle that many. I haven't tested my Alienware, but that would put some load on it, I'm sure. Not sure how you would find anything with that many tabs. But yeah, this one was pretty cool, and I watched like, gosh, 3 seconds of it, I guess. But like Spider-Man came down the window. I heard somebody was talking about this. It was like they thought if you watch the whole thing, there was some kind of Easter egg in this around the holidays. But like just the quality of this, like you guys can hear the sound effects, and like here's Spidey coming down, and I never heard what the Easter eggs were in this. This is December 20th, 2019, so 2 years ago, and so I'm not sure, but like whoever put this together, maybe it's just a clip art, like, something like that, and they put this photo here. Maybe this is just a standard like winter wallpaper, and they put their logo and Spider-Man in the background come through the window. I don't know, but it's just kind of cool stuff. And yeah, obviously not going to play much of that because it's just a static screen. But it sounds like I think people were. I remember like when this came out, people were waiting on something. I just can't remember what they were waiting for. There's like either some kind of big blog or anniversary release, some kind of Easter egg, or else they were. This was like before maybe like a Cerebro discussion, something like that. I forgot exactly what it was, but very cool. I mean, it's a great like kind of intermission or pre-stream kind of video. So I'll probably definitely use this just because it's a kind of good, like, not necessarily a tone center, but it's got a good vibe to it. And I like how they also have the sound effects, so you could I know there's like a lot of fireworks, like ones like online. You just, if you want to have a fake fireplace in the background, there's like a YouTube videos for that. But it's nice with the Marvel Strike Force spin, so it's pretty cool. This one, guys, is Symbiotes, and it's February 13th, 2020. So just about a year ago, Symbiotes came to town. Predating that was Spider-Man, maybe Miles, and I think Venom was in the game. I can't remember if Venom was in the game. I want to say he was. And then maybe Carnage. And yeah, so that's kind of what was going on before this. So you can see like they still have Spider-Man as part of the team. Man, I don't know if anyone knew how good Symbiote Spider-Man was going to be when this video came out. We're all like, sure, he looks pretty good. No one knew, or very few people knew, that he was just going to absolutely dominate the game for a year. My Alliance, gosh, this came out a year ago. I can tell you, what? I don't know if any of the guys are still playing anymore. I remember when this came out, was it only a year ago? February 13th, 2020? No way. I think before this came out, there was hype that Carnage was coming, and I remember what Alliance I was in. And the Alliance, it was a good group of guys. They were funny. And this was right around when War was coming out, I believe. Around the same time, and the guys were just for Carnage and Deadpool, they're going absolutely crazy. I'm sorry, it wasn't for Carnage, it's for Deadpool. the guy, the guys were like, one of the alliance mates had like a tattoo of Deadpool on him, and then he was like wearing Deadpool boxers, and we're sending like he was sending photos of himself like pulling his pants down with his Deadpool boxers in our Discord chat. I was like, oh come on, man, that's like too much. But these guys were absolutely fanboys of this stuff. Like seriously, I have like this is a Shield sweater I got, but it's funny. Like some of these guys are taking it to a whole different level. But yeah, Carnage. I remember the hype around Carnage from the fan base and community of like just drooling to buy Carnage was. I'm sorry, my mic's very high. Was just through the roof when Carnage came out and Deadpool. I remember just people just going absolutely nuts. I think a lot of people wanted Symbiote Spider-Man too. I just don't think anyone knew he was going to be as good as he was. There was a lot of hype around getting Symbiote Spider-Man because people love the character, but I didn't hear anyone saying he's going to be the best thing that came to Marvel Strike Force to date. It was just, oh, I love Symbiote Spider-Man. I can't wait to play him. Yeah, it's a cool video. Again, that's February 13th, 2020. This one is OMG stream. It's actually a short clip, so I know OMG's changed it. So this is Legendary Star-Lord joins the Marvel Strike Force March 2nd, 2020. I'm just going to tell you right now, this guy is my first ever 7 Red Star poll, and it was right around a year ago, year and a quarter ago, where I pulled him. And as soon as I pulled him, that was like the absolute peak use of Star-Lord. No, not peak use. That was about. I'm sorry, not peak use. It was the death knell of Star-Lord, where like it was very obvious when I pulled him, he was like from a usage standpoint in the game, there was nothing else left. He was just war defense for that tech team, and it never got any defensive wins. So this was 2 years ago. That's very cool. Yeah, it's short vid. I think mobile, just clipped there. He had somebody clip it for him. But yeah, it's very good. Kind of just gets the hype across, and gets you into it, and that's cool. I understand, like it's just like a little 10-second video. They don't want to go too long because it's a lot of investment, but the quality of the 20 seconds vid is very high. It's fantastic, man. It's just really fantastic. But yeah, Star-Lord short run, but I think that's pretty natural for most new games. A lot of the newer characters, they have really dumbed down kits, and then they get quickly eclipsed with the ramp up of just all the different stuff that's coming in the game. Like he's very good for a short period of time, but yeah, he's long since gone. All right, this next one, guys, looks like Brotherhood or Magneto. I don't know if I watched this one. This is March 3rd, 2020. So again, 2 years ago. And the title is The Brotherhood of Mutants Have Evolved in Marvel Strike Force. So I guess Mags and Star-Lord were coming around right around the same time? Master of Magnetism. This ability, oh my gosh, that completely changed the game for so long. So Blob was not part of the original team, so this is Magneto predated Blob, I think. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I could have swore Blob and Toad came much after. They did. It was Sabretooth and Mystique. It wasn't Blob and Toad. So this is, I think this was after Brotherhood was already in the game. It was. And Pyro was already part of the team. It was Pyro, Mystique, sorry that's loud, Sabretooth, Jugs, Mags. I still like Juggernaut, I can't lie. I had fun playing with him. I wish it's like its ultimate like got rid of defense up or kind of did full damage through deflect, something like that. Because a lot of times by the time you use his ult, you kind of build it up. There's a lot of defensive stuff going on at the same time, but I still love Jugs. But yeah, I thought that was at first when Mags was being released, but no, Mags was already in the game, and that was for I think the team update with Blob and Toad, and I don't know if that. So it sounds like that was in preparation for the transition of Sabretooth and Mystique sliding over to Marauders, so they got Toad and Blob around the same time. 2 years ago. Wow. This next one is also a mobile. He spliced this one. So you guys have seen this before. It's March 16th, 2020. Why is a lot of the stuff right around March? Man, March 2020 was a busy time, or unless they just happened to upload these to their website in that kind of span, which is possible too. I like how she does the overhand right. Yeah, she was a cool character when she came in. Legendary Invisible Woman returns to Marvel Strike Force March 16th, 2020. So returns, that would have been her second pass. I'm not sure why all this stuff was happening. That might have been back when they were actually doing every 2 weeks was a legendary, because the other one was March 3rd, so that was Star-Lord, and then March 16th was hyping Invisible Woman coming around again. And man, it was so much easier to ramp up and get these legendaries back when they were. It was a constant every 2 weeks. The next one was coming available, and now it seems like new players have to wait a long time to get one. You know, I did watch this one already, guys, and it looks like we're down to the last 4 or 5 of these videos. This is one of my favorite ones, and I don't know if I ever saw this before tonight. This is the legendary Nick Fury event returns, dated April 2nd, 2020. So a little less than 2 years ago. He's got some serious shoulders. And pretty quick. I mean, there's not much to that one, but yeah, it's just their exit video, their outro. Yeah, pretty short, but these are kind of cool, like little hype videos. And I wonder if people are missing out by not checking these things out when they're playing the game. I definitely think I missed this one. I don't recall that video, but all right, guys. The next one, I'm not sure. Curious what if you recall any of these, or else if you liked any certain ones from like playing the game over the years. What your guys' thoughts are. Like, if you guys like any of these more than the others, yeah, let me know. This next one, guys, is the legendary Magneto returns to Marvel Strike Force, April 14th. So again, right around the same time, about 2 legendary events a month. The last one was Fury. This one's Mags. Gosh, remember like when he was bugged for like a year, or it might have been longer, and just flying up in the air on the screen? It's like, oh, come on, guys. Max deserves better. It's kind of cool though. At least they made him fly. Like, but it's half the time he was like aimed at your team is like weird. They did a good job on him though. They made him look menacing and like made him feel very powerful. Gosh, when he came out, I remember thinking, oh man, there's going to be so many of these abilities that mix up the order of your characters. Take the tank from one side, put it in the middle. Throw your glass person, on one side, put them in the middle. Do that type of kind of stuff. But they never really played around with that really outside of Magneto's ultimate. I'm kind of surprised because usually they reuse mechanics a ton. They haven't given anyone else to date. I'm sure they will at some point, but no one else to date has gotten that kind of polar vacuum ability that I can recall. Not necessarily that I'm rooting for that, but I just thought that was going to be something that they were going to be using a lot. Maybe not as the full team, but I think Mags can pull 10. I don't know if he can. I think I can. I want to say he can definitely pull more than 5. You don't really get to play around with that too much, but yeah, it's a cool ability, man. Even as a one-shot in raids, he can do some things for you to clump people. It really helps out. So yeah, it's a cool video. Magneto's still a really fun character, even though he's a little bit lower down from a hype standpoint and chase, but he's still a blast to play with. Again, just because of that unique kit. All right, next one. I did watch this one. I thought this was a cool video. Again, it looks like around Halloween, October 24th, 2020. I did not see this video this Halloween. I must have been busy, but maybe you guys caught this one. Remember that event? I like how they did that one, and the sound effects it's pretty badass. I like the scream audio at the end. You know, obviously they were selling anti-venom at the time, but like it's an awesome video. Like you got to give it to them. That's a fantastic marketing stuff they did right there. It gets you hyped for the game. It's cool. I remember a lot of people were just going heads over heels for anti-venom, saying, "Well, you have to have him. You have to build the symbiotes. They're going to be unstoppable in U7.5." Just throwing their wallet off of Cerebral's forehead. Just take my money. I mean, they were going crazy at the time. And isn't that crazy? That was only like 4 months ago. All right, puppies, have a great night, man. Take care. Thanks for hanging out. But yeah, it's funny though that that was only just a few months ago, October 24th, 2020. It feels like Anti-Venom's been in the game a lot longer than that. But yeah, really cool video. That's, I think, one of the better ones that I've watched through tonight. Just a couple more, guys. This is an old one, and this is, I think, some marketing stuff for, it wasn't a war, it's just for the legendary Dark Phoenix returns to MSF June 8th, 2020. Phoenix, it's funny, we all talk about Ultron and getting completing Dark Dimension 2, unlocking Ultron as one of the huge milestones and memorable experiences. But I remember now from watching this video what it felt like when I got and unlocked and started building up Phoenix. Holy mother of fuck, was she not just this ticking time bomb that completely changed the landscape of every fight you ever played in your life. Like for arena battles, before Phoenix and after Phoenix. Not before and after Ultron, it was before and after Phoenix. Like, we all talk about how Ultron just changed everything, but I think most of us forget how impactful and fun and landscape changing Phoenix was. Like, Phoenix just absolutely murdered the game in arena for a very, very long time. If you didn't have Phoenix and you were trying to beat Phoenix, good effing luck. It was not happening. Like, there was probably some teams like we just didn't think about with like Mordo stuns and things like that, but like none of us had Mordo built up high enough, or very few of us did, to really combat her and to stun Dark Phoenix. And it's just, as soon as she went dark, told use her special to open the fight, and then Dark Phoenix came out, you just put your head down and you might as well just quit out the fight, because back then when she used her ult on you, there was no surviving. It was just devastation, and everything was just man, it was like rocket fuel and a match. And poof, your team was gone. Because when she came out, I'm trying to think what tier level max that would have been. Maybe tier 7 through 9. No bigger than 9. Like, this was like very small health pulls, and like the stat jumps were very limited. So when she was like using her ult against a tier 8 or tier 9 team, again, it was just mass murder. It was absolutely amazing. But yeah, the early Phoenix point in the game, before all the defense stuff started populating, and all the barrier and the ISOs and all the tier stat gains,
because again, Dark Phoenix had at the time the best stats in the game by far. Dark Phoenix, massive stat behemoth at the time. And then Black Bolt kind of came around and changed a lot of that with the passives and his stat pool. But Dark Phoenix absolutely was just heads and heels from a stat perspective, so much higher than everything else in the game. A very like a landmark event and period of time where she was just so powerful in the game, and it felt so good to play Phoenix, both in war but mainly in arena. Again, just a very devastating character to play with and against. And she had a good run. She's still awesome in the game, just not quite as dominant as she once was. But she's still a great character. She's just like a very awesome character now. She's not the only mega force in the game, so now she's kind of like on par with a small group of other characters rather than the only one that's above everything else. All right, guys, the last two. So I might play the X-Force one last. Let me see what the second last one is. I'll play this one last. All right, X-Force. I didn't see this. I may have. I don't remember this. I think I caught the one where it was more like specifically abilities. But I have watched this tonight, but I don't think I saw this one live when it came out. This was August 5th, 2020. X-Force. And so this was Redmond's Pride and Joy team. Stab shooting unicorn. You can still see those animations on 1X. It's pretty funny. I wish I actually showed up more on 3X. Like they slowed them down so you can actually see them. So they're really nice touch. She's a strong character. I kind of wish she looked more like the actress from the movie, though. A wink. And the no-look shot. Look at his name. So I watched like part of the Marvel Strike Force, like actual animation team do martial arts and actually come up with her kind of attack style. It's pretty interesting. They're actually showing them like actually jumping around like her and all that kind of stuff. There's a video on their website, but I won't show that one tonight. But pretty cool stuff. That was X-Force when they got released to the game. And again, this graphic alone is just it's pretty cool. I mean, they hype it up and make you feel like this is going to be a fun team to use. They really do a good job here with what they're selling you. All right, this one I did watch. This is another event. Fun in the Sun has begun in Marvel Strike Force, July 2nd, 2020. All right, guys, this is going to be the last one. I'll play this one, and then I'll call it a stream. I just thought these were fun to watch through. I'll probably clip some of the stuff and kind of loop it into some kind of like background stuff when I'm actually streaming content for the game or streaming the game itself. But all right, here we go. Ukulele. It just makes you feel the fun of the event. Like I was mentioning earlier, like this event is like everything that the current events have been missing. From like the fun aspect and making you feel like, okay, hey, there's gonna be some event, they're gonna want to spend and buy scrap, but it's gonna be a fun event. There's gonna be extra rewards, and you know, The whales are going to go Megalodon. Dolphins are going to spend more than they normally do. Free to play might spend a little bit, and just have a fun event, like, and make it enjoyable. And I feel like they maybe need to channel more of this back into the game, because it really hits a lot of the notes that's currently missing. Just kind of lighthearted enjoyment in the game from a game mode perspective, and kind of what the community is kind of looking for. So it doesn't always have to be salt. Like, they could do stuff like this again. And I'm surprised a lot of the stuff I thought would have been back from like 2018, 2019, but a lot of them are recent videos. This is July 2nd, 2020, so really not that long ago. And I know it's just a video; it's not the in-game content itself, but a lot of it's just their attitude towards the event. It's just, here's an event. We're going to ask you guys to spend some, but we're also going to throw a lot of rewards, like mounds of gold and cores and all that stuff that you're going to, have. And now the events are here again. Here's one ABC for finishing the 33rd level of this event. Here's one SBC, not this current event, but the one prior to that. It was just, I don't know who made up that reward structure. It was just it's like they just took all the stuff that they would normally put in a calendar, monthly calendar, and made it like event rewards. I really think that's what they did. But anyways, guys, I had a fun time watching this. So hopefully, if you guys are watching the stream and we're watching through the stuff, you get some enjoyment out of it. Marvel Strike Force does an amazing job with this kind of marketing, art content. It's really top notch for a mobile game. Hopefully, more of this makes it, and some of these teams get hired to introduce game content from a game modes perspective, because they're completely talented and very qualified to do it. But yeah, it seems like very much 95% of the game is towards the selling the characters, and hopefully they shift down to like an 80%. So 80% still towards this, and 20% moves over to, not 20%, but a good amount of that goes over to game development, and we start to see some improvements and fun new game modes, because the arcade cast of what they do is just they don't do some of the things that I think the game needs, which is introducing these fun aspects to the game through game modes. And man, like, the game has so much potential. They're hitting a lot of the notes that we're hoping for, but it's just really packed into the characters themselves and not the game design. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed that. I gotta get ready for work in the morning, but again, I'm Lark Wyll, and if you enjoy this stuff, I'm probably gonna be looking at this next couple of weeks to do some editing. I'll loop some of the videos into some kind of like intermission, intro, outro stuff for my streams. It's really high quality content, and it's worth showing off, because Marvel Strike Force did an amazing job developing it. But all right, guys, that's it for me tonight, and hope you guys had a fun 3-day weekend. See ya.